fun stuff. It happens to everybody. All right, I am gonna go ahead and jump in here today. I am excited to share with you the unboxing of my first package from the Heritage Wool collection from India Untangled. I should probably like not show you guys my address, right? So this came in the mail last week. And I have opened it, but I haven't peeked, all right? It was really hard. But in here, this is kind of a big box. I got 2 skeins of yarn so that I had some to play with. Oh, there's a peek, there's a peek. And this yarn was dyed by my friend Meg from Megs Co, which if you've been around, you've heard me talk about her before because I've done, what was it? Candy Tuft Scarf was with her yarn. So here's the little flyer. The Heritage Wool collection is put together by India Untangled. So if you're interested in seeing what they're doing, you'll have to go to their website, not Meg's, because it is, so what she's doing is she is helping put together indie yarn dyers with mills. And so it's kind of a way for us as makers to try new wools. And this one is from a company called WoolDreamers, and it's based out of Spain. So let me read through here. They source their fiber from wool producers across the country. They launched in 2020. And it builds on the legacy of the Cabo family, which began making textiles for agriculture starting more than a century ago. So they've been around for a while in one way or another. Ramon Cabo, WoolDreamers founder, is the 3rd generation of the family. After being approached by an indie dyer who was looking for a yarn made from wool sourced in Spain, he saw that as an opportunity to work with small farms to uplift the value of their wool, paying them a fair price in creating special yarns for crafters. Now, as far as Meg goes, I've got a little story on here as well. She launched her business in 2015, starting as an online boutique featuring ready-made, one-of-a-kind boho-style crochet garments and jewelry. Before long, she began dyeing the yarns for her own designs, creating colorways from soothing neutrals and inspiring naturals to bold jewel tones became the main focus of Megs Co in 2018, so it took her about 3 years. Along with both superwash and non-superwash yarns, Meg sources breed-specific wools, including her own custom-milled yarn spun from domestic New York State wool, that's where she lives, called Ellis. She dyes from her studio in upstate Fairport, New York. So there is, again, there's a little picture of Meg having fun with some yarn, and she really is, she's a magician with color, y'all. I really love Meg's yarns. So, are you ready? Without further ado, crackle, crackle, crackle. And here they are. Sorry for the crackles. So this is called Gossamer. And Meg's inspiration for this colorway was those springtime kind of bluish purple greenish moths, and the colors of their wings, so it's like a springtime delicacy, right? Not like to eat, like delicate wings of a moth. And then of course the yarn itself is 70% merino and 30% linen, so this is a different blend than what most of us are probably used to because it is wool and linen. All right, and so it is a fingering weight yarn, and there are 426 yards per skein. So let's open her up and see what she looks like. So there we go. All right. So this is what Gossamer looks like. I'm looking at kind of how she dyed it and the way the color is dispersed on it. So we've got these gorgeous kind of seafoamy green sections, and then we've got layers of like a purpley blue on there is what I'm seeing. My light in here isn't actually the best. So this is really pretty colors, and it's kind of a monochrome palette, or an analogous palette perhaps, if you prefer. That might be a better description of it. I'm mesmerized. Look at this, look at those transitions of colors from that light minty seafoam green, just lightly touching the yarn there, and then the blues and the purples. Oh, it's so pretty. This is such a pretty colorway. So working with this yarn, I would expect to see a little bit of pooling, but not enough pooling to make it consistent. So you couldn't do a planned pooling project with it, but you see how the color is kind of stacked up in sections. So Meg, from what I've seen, she dyes her yarns in a pan, and so she'll put different layers of color on, and she will pour or speckle or whatever, and so it's not hand painted. She's not painting across the skein, and so you get more chunky splashes of color, maybe would be a good way to describe this. So if I were to work something straight with straight edges with this, I would expect to see a little bit of pooling throughout it, but it wouldn't be consistent enough to plan with it. So for something like this, although these colors are pretty close together, and so I think it would be a soft, a gentle transition between the colors, but I would probably still want to do a project that wasn't straight up and down. I would want to do maybe a triangular shawl. Actually, this would be a really nice yarn for a shawl. I think it looks like it's kind of gently plied. It's a 2-ply, it looks like, and it is an S-twist yarn. So as a crocheter, this yarn might kind of untwist a little bit as I'm working with it, but we'll see. I think I think this would be a really nice yarn for a shawl. What do you think? Maybe a triangular piece. I think that would be really nice. Oh, yeah. So let me know, what do you think? What would you make with this yarn right here? Because I am, like, my brain's spinning here as I'm showing you. I'm thinking about it. What would I make? And since I have 2 of them and not just one, I'm really leaning towards that shawl idea because I think it would be super pretty. Now, the great thing about this Heritage Wool collection is that you get to try new and different yarns, perhaps from different dyers, different mills, but it is kind of a limited edition sort of thing, and so it's a little bit harder. Like if I had only gotten 1 skein and I'm like, oh, this would make a great shawl, but I don't really have enough to do a full-sized shawl, then you would have to kind of rush over to the website and see if there was any left over from the batch that was made, which I think there is for this one. So if you really love this colorway, I'll look after we get off here, and I'll add it into the video description if I do find that there are some of these, the specific set that Meg dyed. I'll look and see if there are still some of these available. The next shipment, I think orders may still be open for the next Heritage Wool collection shipment. So if you'd like to try something new and you'd like to support these smaller farms and mills and indie dyers, then I would definitely check it out, because I think it's going to be like a little wool adventure doing this this subscription. So I'm excited to give this a try. It is with the linen, you know, I think this is going to have really nice drape. And I'm trying to feel, oh, it's merino. I was going to say, I don't know what kind of wool it is, but it is merino. So yeah, I think, oh, and this is perfect for Hawaii too. Huh? Okay, I think I'm going to make a shawl. But if anybody else has any ideas, or you get excited to try it, let me know. Oh, Trish is here. Hi, Trish. I would love to hear your ideas, or if you would like to see me make a specific design using this yarn, share your thoughts. I'm going to try and put this back together here. I never can get them back together anywhere near like what they came. See, look at this. Look how, I didn't try very hard, but look how fluffy this is. Look how compact this one is. All right, so that is Gossamer, and that's the Heritage Wool collection, which is from Untangled, and this wool is 70% merino and 30% linen, so that's going to be fun. I've not tried a wool linen combo before, so see, trying new things. It's an adventure. So I am going to go ruminate on what I might make with this, and like I said, if you have any thoughts on what you would make or what you would like to see me design with it, let me know in the comments. Thank you for joining me live, those of you who showed up, and if you're catching the replay, just drop your comments in later and I'll check back in later. Trish says, it's pretty, it looks like a wave. It does, doesn't it? It's so perfect for Hawaii. I will have to make something very pretty with it, maybe a little ethereal, and get pictures on the beach somewhere with it. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. You know, and I was just talking in my newsletter about how I need to have some lightweight shawls to go with my dresses here in Hawaii, because when that evening wind starts kicking up, it gets a little chilly. And then of course the air conditioning is always kicking something fierce in most of the places we go in. So I really do need to have some more shawls to wear with dresses. Okay, I am going to hush my jabbering. I'll let you guys go. Thanks again, and let me know if you have any questions about this yarn specifically or the Heritage Wool collection in Untangled. See you next time. Bye.